Hello guys, it's Terry Igororo here, founder and CEO of Inventory Club, and today I'm going to show you how to become a merchant on Inventory Club. Now we're going to be using our testnet, which we built for the pure purpose of allowing anyone to basically demo Inventory Club and try it out to see what we're all about. Inventory Club is a peer-to-peer trade finance platform uh, built using blockchain technology to make it easier for anybody living in the Commonwealth nations to get access to finance. So I'll just show you what that really means and how it works. So firstly, we're going to sign up as a new merchant. So click on become a merchant. As we can see here, at the moment, it's only available to people living in the UK only. Over time, we're going to roll it out to 53 nations. There's 53 nations in the Commonwealth with 2.3 billion people. But to begin with, we're going to start in the UK. We're currently working on some integrations to roll out in Nigeria. So I'm going to put in the email address that I've created for this demo purposes. So invclub.com. So you click continue, and I'm a big fan of Iron Man. And what it is at the moment, Inventory Club is we're focused on footwear at the moment. So when you actually join up to Inventory Club and you sign up, you're actually going to be signing up to become a merchant to sell footwear. So you don't have to put a company name in here, but for now, I'll call this Tony's Feet. Funny name like that. Put the address down. Now you have to put down a real address, otherwise the system will reject you. So it actually does a check to validate the address that you're putting in. Password, and we've got password check as well. Yeah, I had to concentrate to make sure I was typing the right things into the password. Confirm that I'm above 16 years old. So this platform is open to anybody who is 16 and over to become a merchant. Once again, you need to be living in one of the Commonwealth nations. And for the time being, that means you need to be living in the UK. So you click sign up. No, I don't want to save the password. Just go to this one. Time waiting for testnet. Okay, right, brilliant. So we need to confirm the account. Just send me an application code. So emails here, verify the email. So here it is. Welcome to Inventory Club. Activate Inventory Club account. Yes. It takes you back here. Your email is verified. You can now log in. I think I'm going to go back to my original screen that I was using. I'll probably use this one. So now the email is continue. Log in now. Don't save. Right, so when we get in, what we can see is welcome Tony Stark, and you're a level 1 merchant. And that basically means that as a level 1 merchant, you can only create a single proposal at a time, and that proposal cannot exceed £500. So what we've done is we've made it so that everyone can grow and get used to the platform before we start overcommitting ourselves. It protects the merchant and it protects the member. Now the members are the people who finance proposals, and the merchants are the people who are asking for funds to basically finance goods that they want to sell. So this just basically gives you a welcome and takes you through how to use the platform. So as you can see here, for every successful proposal, you get XIV. Now XIV is a native coin of the Inventory Vault blockchain, and it's also used to regulate people's levels. So as you perform all your performance, you always receive XIV, but you can also lose XIV if you're underperforming, if you're missing deadlines and stuff like that. So it tells you how to submit your first proposal, and how to check your IFA status, and basically we're ready to create a proposal. So I'm going to skip most of this stuff because I know how to use this. You can also switch between a merchant and member account. So if you're in the UK, you can be a merchant and a member. However, if you're living outside of the UK and you're not one of our member countries at the moment, or what, not one of the 51, 53 Commonwealth countries at the moment, then you will only be able to be a member. So when we get in here, we see the dashboard. So the dashboard will tell us this the revenue this month, the total earnings, active proposals, and active IFAs. Active proposals are essentially requests for finance. And once they've been financed, it becomes an IFA, which is an inventory finance agreement. Now, an inventory finance agreement becomes active as soon as the proposal has been purchased and the goods are actually in stock in the Inventory Club warehouse. So until they're in the Inventory Club warehouse, the actual IFA is active, but the days don't start counting down. Here we can view the weekly stats, or you can view monthly stats, and that just basically shows you the total revenue either weekly or monthly, and then the performance of your IFA. Did you earn all of your money? What's still pending, and have you lost any? So first things first, we'll go to here to submit a new proposal. And what that does is actually brings you to a catalog. So these are products that Inventory Club are making available to you. So our job is to essentially look for products to add to this catalog, and you can basically pick what you want to sell, what you believe that you can sell, what you like the look of, price wise, everything else. So for instance, we might take these leather mountain ankle boots. So their unit price is £8 and there's about 123 available. So if we click on view product, what we get to see is we get to see the unit cost, the recommended retail price, and the profit margin. This is actually really quite good. So the unit cost is £8 and the recommended retail price is £43 and the profit margin is 35. Sizes available are between 8 and 13. So we can, and this currently in stock, so they actually have these available now. These are actually girls boots, so we know these are for children or young females. So if you like the way that is, you can also take a look at different views of them. These are actually really quite nice. Yeah, they really are. So now you can say, okay, right, I'd like to create a proposal because I believe I can sell these. So you click on create a proposal, and what happens is the application generally populates all the basic details: the product name, the description, the category, and the consumer group. We click on next here. So here is where we decide what the quantity we want and the sizes. So there's only a brown available, and they've only got it in 13 and 8. So we can say, actually, you know what, I think I can sell 10 of these in 13, and I can sell probably about 13 of these in a size 8. And you click next. If you want, you can actually delete a size altogether. And you click next. Now here's the really important part, is the finance details. So here is how long will it take you to sell. So here you're looking at how long do you actually really believe it's going to take you to sell this product. Now 1 month is very optimistic, especially if you've never sold anything before. And it's actually really important to get this right, because if you miss your deadline, you start to incur penalties. So it's always good to give yourself enough time to sell it, just in case, especially when you're new to the game. I'd say 3 to 6 months is really good. But whatever you're comfortable with. So I'm going to say, look, I'm going to sell these in 6 months. And then what profit do I want to retain? So this is what profit do you want to retain here. So it's how much of this profit do you want to keep for yourself? I mean, obviously it's 100%, but if you keep 100% of profit, it's very unlikely that someone's going to finance you unless they're just a philanthropist. Well, there might be some people who say, look, you know what, I want you to make 100% of the profit and I'll put the cash in. That's possible. But in this case, I think I'll play it safe and go with 50-50. You can't change the cost price because that's set from the blockchain. The products come from the blockchain, the price is actually set. Here, on the other hand, you can decide to sell it for more or less. So depending on what you think it is, so maybe you can do your own research and see how much the product is generally retailing for. But what we do is we do give the recommended retail price here, so you can stick with that, make it higher, make it lower. But you click the calculate button that you see here, it says exactly how much funds you want to raise. So it says, look, I need £184. This going to total retail is £989, and because we're splitting the profit 50-50, I'm going to get back £402.50, and whoever finances me will get £402.50 back as well. So we click next. And what this does just gives us a quick summary of everything we've just done. So we've got the product details, so you can just go over this again quickly. You can look at it, product name, you've got the image, you've got the description, girls boots, consumer group girls. You can see the sizes that we've asked for, the color, the size, the quantity you've asked for, and then the finance details. Time will take it to sell, 6 months. Profit you want to retain 50%. Price per item is £8. Retail price is £43. So the total amount that I need to raise is £184. Total retail value is £989. Total merchant profit is £402.50. Total member profit is £402.50. So I'm actually quite happy with all of that. So I'm like, okay, right, brilliant. I'm going to now submit this. Brilliant. So now, as you can see, proposal created successfully. So now I have one active proposal. And these are the proposal details again. So the proposal value 184 is what I need. So this is what the merchants are going to see essentially when they start looking at this proposal in the marketplace. So yeah, here we go. Looks good, looks good. Excellent. And we've got the payment terms. Now, this proposal ID here is something that's been generated from the blockchain. I'll go into more detail about this proposal ID and the blockchain in another video, but generally speaking, what we do is, or should I say, the premise of the blockchain is it's a single source of truth. It's a trustless source of truth, should I say. In our instance, and for Inventory Club, we've made it the single source of truth. So it's the place where all data is generated and then shared across the different platforms. Payment terms is very important here. And as I said to you earlier, it's very important to make sure you choose the right time frame for selling because it's governed by these payment terms here. So as we can see here, the payment terms finance overview is £8, unit price, retail price 43, profit 35, as we already know. So if we sell everything within the 6-month period that we said, so if we sell every item within that 6-month period, what's going to happen is the person financing me will now get their £8 back, and then we'll split the profit 50-50. So they'll get £17.50, and I'll get £17.50. So the total that the person who finances me will get back for each sale of each item will be £25.50, and I will get back £17.50. Now remember, I did say that we have a set time frame, so we've got to pick our time frame between 1 and 12 months. Now, if I don't happen to sell anything in that 6-month period, what happens is the grace period kicks in, and the grace period is basically giving an extra 5 months for merchants to sell their products, and this is where they're penalized. This is the risk as well. So if every month past the expiry date, the merchant will forfeit 20% of their total profit, which will be added to the member's profit, and the funds will be split in the following way. So if after 6 months I've sold no products whatsoever, now the split will change. So here we can see it's 50-50. So in month 1 of the grace period, so let's say we're at month 7 now, after the 6, so we've got 6 months, I didn't sell anything for 6 months. Month 7 I sell something, now the profit gets split 60-40. So they get £21 and I get 14. If I don't sell anything in grace period month 1, so it gets now month 2, it goes to 70-30, then 80-20, 90-10, and then 100% to them and 0 to me. So it's really in my best interest to sell everything within the time frame that I've said, which is why I said earlier on, it's wise to try and give yourself more time to sell, just in case things don't go according to plan. If nothing actually happens to be sold after the 5-month period, then Inventory Club does step in and buy back the proposal, at which point the merchant is actually out of the deal, and you would already been penalized at some points as well, and that will have a negative impact on the profile. So I'll quickly go here and look at my profile. So at the moment, my profile, I've got 0 revenue. I haven't sold anything yet, so I've got 0 earnings. I've met the time frame 100% of the time because I haven't actually done anything just yet, so it's set to 100%. Average time frame. So basically, this is the average time it takes me to sell or complete an IFA. You don't get an IFA until the proposal has actually been financed for somebody. At the moment, I've got one active proposal, 0 active IFAs, and 0 completed IFAs. Here, as you can see, it's my name here, and I'm level 1, and I have been awarded 1 XIV. So once you create when you create your profile, you're automatically issued with 1 XIV. This is my IV ID. So this is actually my blockchain ID. This ID is being generated from the blockchain, and it can be used to view all of my traceability and see everything that's happening. I've got a Conway profile, and the Conway profile is basically my store on Conway. So when I do have products to sell and they've been financed and the goods are in stock, this would be the place that I'll be promoting to everybody else. So we can see that I've currently got 1 active proposal waiting for somebody to finance, and I've got 0 IFAs at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to another account, so I'll come back in a moment. So if we do switch, I'll actually show what happens when we switch as it goes. So right now I'm going to choose to switch from merchant to member. So the first time you actually switch, what it does is now going to create a member profile. And to do that, you have to enter your Inventory Club password, so you can switch. Don't save. Okay, so when you switch, once again, now this gives you a tutorial really quickly on how it tells you really quickly how it works being a member. So as a level 1 member, you're able to finance 4 proposals at any given time for up to 1,000. So you can finance 1, 2, 3, 4 proposals at £250 each, up to £1,000. And for every finance proposal, you'll earn some XIV. And once you reach 50 XIV, you'll get to the next level and you'll be able to finance 8 proposals at a time. So the idea is it's all performance based, and it's also making it easier for, it's all performance based, and it's just making it so that nobody's overcommitting themselves to a system that they don't understand yet, and reducing everybody's risk. So we go through here, it tells you how to finance a proposal. Well, I'm going to show you how to finance a proposal, but when you're ready to do it, you can actually go through the tutorial yourself. So we'll skip that. So if we go to the marketplace, what we can see is we can see all of the proposals here. So here's the proposal I created a moment ago. It's Tony Stark, and if I click on view proposal, I'll be able to see my proposal, but however I can't finance this proposal because I created this proposal. So it's not possible for anybody to finance their own proposal, so you can't cheat, unfortunately. What we can do, however, is you can look to see what else is out there. So now I can now browse this marketplace to see if there's anything that I'd like to finance in my level. So everyone has different levels. So as you can see here, we've got level 2, we've got level 1. Now, if you're a level 1 member, you cannot finance a level 2 merchant. But if you're a level 2 member, you can finance a level 2 merchant as well as a level 1 merchant. So just trying to see which one's going to give me a really good return on investment and in the best possible time frame. So I'm not really doing the math right at the moment, but I believe this one here looks like a good investment. They basically want £20. They're going to sell everything in 1 month, and the profit is going to be £71.25, which looks pretty decent. So let's check it out. So we click view the proposal, we can see the actual details, exactly what they are. So the proposal values, they want £20 and they would like to finance, and it's going to retail for 115. The merchant is actually very conservative here, and they're only going to take £23.75, and they want to give me £71.25, and they're going to sell everything in 1 month. This person's a new merchant, so I don't think there'll be much there in terms of any key stats. So they're taking 25%, giving me 75%, and they're going to actually get 5 of this product. So the unit cost is £4, retail value £23. So that's actually really quite doable. As you can see, the product details, the description is there. You can view the additional images. There's two images right now. Okay, I'm quite happy with this. So if I click on finance proposal, what I'll see here is I can see their merchant ID. Now the merchant ID is generated from the blockchain, and the member ID is also generated from the blockchain, and these are used to track all of the activity for any user across the entire Inventory Club ecosystem. So you can actually see exactly what these individual people are doing. You can't see the names here, but these IDs are tied to all of their activities on the platform. You can see the finance details, so it's a quantity of 5, time frame 1 month, unit cost is £4, retail price is £23. The total proposal value, so they want £20, total retail value is 115. You can see the payment terms here, just once again reiterating that stuff there. So the profit is £19 per unit. We can see that on each sale I'm going to get back, as a member, I'll get back £4. My initial £4 plus 75% of the profit, which will be £14.25. The merchant will take £25, 25%, which is £4.75. So all in all, every time a sale happens, I should get back £18.25, and the merchant should get £4.75. And as we can see, the grace period, we can just see the calculations showing what will happen if they don't sell anything over the next 5-6 months. So here's the proposal ID, once again generated from the blockchain. The proposal name, the unit price, quantity 5, subtotal is 20, so we don't need £20. There's an admin fee of 5%, so that equates to £1, so the total to pay is £21. Total to pay in VNT is £180.26. Now, all proposals are financed in VNT. Because this is the testnet, we don't actually have to add our VNT Pay wallets here. In the live network, you actually have to have your own VNT Pay wallet with your own live VNT, and you can use the VNT to then finance proposals. So before you finance any proposal, you have to confirm you have read and agree with the terms of this inventory finance agreement. So these are this in its entirety is the terms, and then you have to agree and read the Inventory Club terms and conditions, which are here. So they were last updated in July, but yeah, you can read the entire terms and conditions and agree with them. Once you agree with them, I've read them, I agree with them, and you click Pay Now. Once you click Pay Now, what's happening? The blockchain is checking that I can actually finance this, and I've got enough funds to finance this. And so the application is talking to the blockchain just to check that it can be done. And yeah, fantastic. The inventory finance agreement has now been created. So this is an IFA. So the inventory finance agreement is now the agreement between myself, here I am, the member, and the merchant, whoever owns this. So that's our this is the binding smart contract between us. This is the IFA IVID. So each IFA has its own unique identity. This merchant's name is Geo. So we can see once again the details of it. So the product here, category boys formal, consumer group boys. The purchase date is November the 17th. So that's the day that this was created. Contract start date is November the 17th. The actual 1 month doesn't actually kick in until we have the IFA items in stock. So what happens now is Inventory Club now needs to actually get the items in stock. Once they get in stock, each item is issued an asset ID, and that asset ID is linked to the inventory finance agreement. And once those assets are all in, then the products become available to sell, and this IFA becomes active. So we'll wait for Inventory Club to actually update their end, and then we should see the asset IDs show up here, and the status will now change. So if we now go to my IFA portfolio, we can see that this is the IFA number, this is the product, it expires, it has a 1 month time frame, stock status is pending, the value of the proposal of the IFA is £20, and my profit in this will be £71.25, and IFA status is pending. So as soon as the goods come into stock, then these statuses will change automatically. Okay, so as you can see now, the stock status has been updated and the IFA status is also updated. And that's because Inventory Club now has these goods in stock. Whilst I was waiting, I decided to finance another proposal. And as we can see, this stock status is now pending. So if we click on this IFA number, we'll still see the overview of the IFA as before, but now the IFA items has a few asset IDs inside of it. Now, as you can see, we have 5 asset IDs here, and they represent the 5 pairs of shoes that have been financed. And these are now available, and they're now available and ready to be sold on the Conway store. So if we now go to visit Conway, let's click here to open up, see Conway. What we'll see is we now have these navy shoes here. These are the ones that we financed. Okay, so we have the navy shoes here that we want to buy. So I'm going to purchase 1 pair of these. So I'm going to click on buy, check out, and we're going to log in quickly. So I create a second account, put Ivy Club there, my password. Sign in. So as we can see here, I've just logged in, but we can also see here really quickly. So we've got the actual order summary. There's the price in pounds, the platform fees, the order total, and then the actual order total in VNT. So if we now click continue here, the shopping options, no shipping required. Okay, so if we go here now and if I log in, so the VNT Pay email will be firstly to get your VNT Pay account in testnet. You actually have to sign up to testnet.inventoryclub.com, and then you'll use the same email address that you created there. That will actually enable you to that will actually generate a VNT Pay account for you, and then the actual password that you'd want to use here would be 123456. Then we click submit. So we click submit. What should happen is that it's quickly checking the blockchain, checking the balance and everything, and then it's making the payment. Just waiting for it to catch up to us. The network. Okay, there we go. Congratulations, the order has been placed. So now we can see the order details. And there we have it here, David Banner, Marvel Way. As you can see, I'm a bit of a Marvel fan. But yeah, the order has now been placed. So the rest of the options are going to start happening at Inventory Club. So we'll go back there in a second. Okay, so now if we go back to the IFA, we click on the IFA now, what we can see is we can see that this particular product here, this asset ID has been dispatched. The status has changed to dispatch, which means that it's actually been sold and it's on its way to a customer. And if we go to the dashboard, we can now see that this month's profit is now £18.25. Total profit is £18.25. Total investment is £72. So we can now see that it's the revenue here, and 1825 has already been paid out, and the rest of the profit, which is £225.50, will be paid out once I suppose once they complete all of the. Oh, actually, no, that's actually not just. That's actually including all of the IFAs. So all the IFAs altogether, that's the total that will be earned. But right now, £18.25 has been earned. So that's it in a nutshell. That's basically what happens as a member on Inventory Club. You're able to pick a product pick a proposal from the marketplace, get it financed, and essentially you just wait for the merchant to make the sale on Conway. And once they make the sale, the funds automatically come here. So I think what happens first is it shows up in your dashboard first, and then it does take 14 days for the funds to actually show up in your portfolio, in your actual wallet. The Inventory Club balance. So we're actually waiting for the fund split to happen. Like I said, it takes about 4 days to happen, 14 days to happen, before you'll be able to then see it in your wallet and then withdraw it. So yeah, so that's everything for now. Uh, Definitely go and try it out for yourself. That's testnet.inventoryclub.com. Try it out for yourself. Sign up as a member if you live outside of the UK, and if you are inside the UK, then you can sign up as a merchant and a member. The idea is just to test it out, try it out, and see if you like it. And if you do, really, try and get yourself some VNT and actually start using the live platform and start generating income for yourself. And also, if you're a merchant, join Inventory Club and start selling products for yourselves and start building financial independence using Inventory Club. I think this is probably going to be a bit biased, but I think this is probably this is one of the greatest things I've done so far, and I think I love it because it's going to help so many people to either build a career for themselves or get their money working harder so that they can gain more financial independence.